Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. So with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So I figured I would do a live stream. There's a lot to break down. There's a lot to go over, but realistically speaking, as we address the overall market, the number one thing that everyone is watching for is when is their favorite altcoin, or when are altcoins going to really take off? Because for the most part, when we really look at the market and address the market, specifically the top 30-day gainers, look at what's pumping right now. I ask you all this, right? Is all altcoins right now looking solid? The answer is no. There's still a lot of altcoins just ranging on the sidelines, waiting to have a big move. And, you know, at this current moment in time, the thing that I've been watching more than anything is the factors contributing to altcoins going crazy. That means the dollar, Bitcoin dominance, others dominance. We look at the total 2, even the total 3, and we still look at the total. But as we look at Bitcoin, we're now trading over all-time highs. We are ranging here while Bitcoin dominance is waiting to have a big move. And when we look at that big move on Bitcoin dominance, we're mainly watching for a big move to the downside. We still need to be cautious at this moment because there could still be pullbacks along the way. I feel as though we're extremely focused on the big move in the market to the upside. But as we do get closer to the Bitcoin halving, there could very well be a sell-off. There could be a pullback along the way. So how do we prepare for that? What are we doing right now? Mainly for me, I always say contribute at least 10% of your portfolio to stablecoins. Why? Because again, when we have pullbacks like that, it's time to take advantage of that pullback. And a lot of people already put all of their capital in. They were DCing all the way down. The best way to prepare is stick with your high conviction plays, which could be XRP, Casper, HBAR, whatever the case may be, and then also have 10% allocated in stablecoins. But regardless, the overall market has been doing very well. In the last 24 hours, there still is a lot of altcoins up. QNT, most notable, one of the top gainers. XRP has been doing good. We're going to talk about it. Algorand, also up pretty good. The graph has been one of the biggest winners from the Patreon as well as the private Discord, but I even did mention the graph throughout 2023. And we're also going to be talking about that, right? We're going to be talking about why I was buying so heavily during 2023 and even during the end of 2022. So without further ado, let's jump into things. Let's talk about things. So in my video from yesterday, I was mainly talking about how XRP is ready to move violently. Now, everyone is under the impression that XRP is not going to have a big bull run. XRP is going to have a major pullback again. It's going to settle around 50 cents to 60 cents, and it's just going to go sideways. And there's been a lot of speculative narrative around XRP, especially in the last couple years, around how XRP is suppressed, it's held down for the perfect moment, this, that, whatever. And, you know, the number one thing that I really look at in this space is how this market is moved. There's factors that contribute to moves specifically around this market. There's hype, there's speculation. When it comes to a lot of these projects, market makers move the market, right? There's someone there moving the market. It's not just moving off of nothing. When it comes to XRP, is XRP suppressed? I think going back to December of 2020, throughout 2021, up until around roughly the summertime of 2023, XRP was heavily held down and suppressed. Now, today, more so than ever before, I don't believe XRP is going to have that same price action. I personally look at XRP now as the shackles are broken. The SEC is not there holding it down. The SEC is not there making sure that XRP is delisted from all major exchanges. XRP, to me, is cleared, at least until 2026. Not a security until 2026. My main targets on XRP, and this might be disappointing to some people, but I said I wouldn't be surprised if we see higher, but my main targets on XRP are $5 to $10. Now, everyone is so, negative when it comes to those targets, but think about it like this. How long did we have on XRP to accumulate? There's been so many great opportunities when it comes to XRP. We've had years and years and years to accumulate XRP. And the best thing that I focus on in this space is how long did we have to accumulate at incredible lows? That way, when we do hit just $1, $2, $3, even just $5, how much do we make in profit? Because that's very significant. And that could ultimately change the way we look at the space as well. When we really look at XRP moving, there's a lot of factors contributing to the move. I've been addressing the XRP USD chart, I've been addressing the XRP dominance chart, and I've also been addressing the XRP Bitcoin chart. By the end of this video, and by the end of this live stream, because we're going to be live streaming for about an hour today. So for all of those in the chat, I see you guys. Don't worry. We're going to be here for a little bit of time. So let's actually address XRP right now. So we did backtest a little bit of a significant low. If you actually looked at my post from yesterday, a lot of people were asking me where I see XRP going. I don't know if it was on this post, but regardless, I was looking for us to backtest 66 cents. So if we go to the 4 hour on XRP, we had this nice run up. We almost hit my initial target, which was 75 cents. After hitting 75 cents, we came back down and we wicked slightly below 66 cents, but we quickly regained it, which was very significant. And the 4 hour close on the candle bodies was right around 68, almost 69 cents. I want to watch XRP closely over the course of the next couple of days, especially leading into the weekly candle close, for us to regain momentum above 70 cents and actually break above 75 cents. A weekly candle close above 75 cents would fully confirm the biggest breakout on XRP since going all the way back to 2021. Because we have not had a significant momentum move above 75 cents where we've had a weekly candle close since going all the way back to 2022, but this is when we already started to break down from the 2021 highs. Again, the last time that we've had a significant weekly close over 75 cents was initially on the April 2021 move. That did allow us to hit the high from 2021, miss out on the all-time high, and then top out and then sell off into the bear market. So 75 cents is the big area of opportunity. Obviously, yes, we still need to surpass 92 cents because this is macro resistance, but 75 cents is my main target that I'm watching for. If we look at XRP right now, though, trading volume has been up significantly. We are sitting at about roughly 3.7 billion. I know initially earlier it was over $4 billion. It's actually down about 48%. Trading volume, I think that a lot of people have this false sense of what trading volume actually means. This is positive and negative trading volume. So this is buying and selling. But it is still something to note. But even when we go and look at some of the 24-hour trading volume on altcoins and even Bitcoin and Ethereum, we can see that Bitcoin has almost $62 billion worth of trading volume. Ethereum has almost $26.3 billion in trading volume. And then also BNB has 4.2, Solana has 5.8, and even ADA is almost nearing the $1 billion mark. So XRP still has a pretty significant amount of trading volume, but it's not enough to really push it beyond like Solana and even BNB just yet. But we are getting closer every single day. But one thing that I will note, right? And big shout out to Moon Lambo, because I have to give a shout out to Moon Lambo. He's been using some of my posts in his videos, so I figured why not, give a shout out to him as well. But he was talking about how a lot of people are still thinking that XRP is not going to be a part of this bull run because it is completely held back and suppressed. By the way, big shout out to Sam Blankenship. I hope that I'm saying that name correctly for the $50 super chat. Absolutely insane. I appreciate that greatly, man. Thank you. Thank you. But he was under the impression that XRP was not going to be a part of this crypto bull run, or sorry, he was talking about how a lot of people think that XRP is not going to be a part of this bull run because of what we've been hearing around the space. Mainly everyone is saying, oh, it won't perform because Ripple's selling off. Oh, the Ripple escrow, the escrow, the escrow. I keep saying in my videos because I think that it's so crucial to understand and educate people on how the escrow actually works. Go look at the XRP Ledger website. Go to the escrow. They completely break down how the escrow works. This is not Ripple openly dumping XRP. This is individuals utilizing or companies utilizing Ripple payments, and they need XRP. Ripple is selling them XRP. They outline this multiple times over in documents as well. Now, is there still some incentive to Ripple when they are selling? 100%. But think about it. Everyone's complaining about how Ripple holds so much XRP. How do you think that they're going to get rid of their XRP? They're going to sell it to Ripple payment customers. But we have, that said, it won't go up in a straight line. Pullbacks are normal. That's true of all coins. And yes, it 100% is. When we even go look at XRP right now, we've already had a nice short-term pullback. And everyone was saying, oh, look it's already pulling back. This was a short-lived move. And this is everyone's impression of XRP. And you know what's funny? I put this post out yesterday when I saw this, and I said at this point, everyone is under the impression that every XRP rally will be met with an immediate retracement back to base point. No one is going to take XRP seriously at the most important moment. Once 92 cents is broken, things change. And the reason why I said 92 cents is, like I said, that's macro resistance. After this, there's really nothing stopping XRP from retesting those 2021 highs. So for anyone that is asking, like, when is the time frame on XRP going to new all-time highs? When is XRP going to actually officially break out? Well, the big thing that I'm watching is us breaking over 75 cents. Then from 75 cents, we target 92 cents. This whole area here, right? This is where we need to really start paying attention to XRP. This is when I do think that we're getting closer to that point in time where anything under $1 for XRP could very well be close to being a complete miss. Meaning you'll never see XRP under $1 again, depending on how high we go. Because if we do hit $10, the average drop on altcoins is 90%. So 90% would take us down to at least roughly almost $1. But if we go higher than $10, we could write off the idea of XRP ever seeing $1 or below. Which again, I always bring that up because there's a big impression on, will retail ever be able to have a significant amount of XRP? One thing that I've mentioned in the past is it's very hard to actually have a very large amount of XRP. Most individuals, the average individual is not going to be able to hold 100,000 XRP right now. It's very hard to come by. But again, this is why I don't understand why everyone is always complaining about how XRP is ranging sideways. I mean, this entire move, which I will completely admit to you all, this move in this 637-day time frame, this move is not big. Guys, XRP barely moved off of these lows. I mean, were we up 235%? That's great. But when we're going over here to the 7-day moves in this market, and you're seeing meme coins up 135% in 7 days, or if we go over here to the trending tab and we go to 30 days and we're seeing 1000% moves, almost 800% moves, like this is ridiculous, right? But like I said, when we go back to XRP and we're looking at this 637 day time frame where we're just going sideways essentially in a nice uptrend, we had a very significant amount of time to accumulate as much XRP as possible. The average individual is not going to be able to hold a very significant amount of XRP. That's why we need to make sure that we take the time frame that we have to accumulate as an opportunity, not as a negative thing. I see far too many people complaining about the time frame. But regardless, right? When we are watching XRP move, we're also watching things around this space. Are we about to have the biggest alt season in crypto history? In my opinion, yes. Why? Go look at the liquidity. Big shout to Santiago Velez. We have, it's not your narrative. It's global liquidity. Always has been. And here we have the liquidity. So currently speaking, if we go back to November of 2023, we saw liquidity essentially bottom out and then improve drastically from November all the way to now. Do you guys remember what I was talking about back in 2023? It's okay if you don't, but here's a post from 2023. It was April of 2023, and I put this out on X. Now, are we still following the 4-year cycle? Are we still following Bitcoin halving? It's questionable because we're already front-running the Bitcoin halving narrative, right? But I said I see everyone constantly stuck on the 4-year cycle and the Bitcoin halving nonsense. It's purely coincidental that it all aligns with the liquidity cycle. Just take a look at the global liquidity cycle chart below. What happens when this cycle breaks and changes? Then so does the 4-year cycle theory, and Bitcoin halving becomes a big nothing event. This is why Credible Crypto and only a few other technical analysts have been calling for a Wave 5 expansion this year to new all-time highs. As 99% of crypto Twitter and TAs say no bull run this year, that we are still 400 plus days away from any major expansion, I tend to go against the herd. And again, this was everyone's narrative. Oh, we're not going to see all-time highs. We're not going to see a significant move until after the Bitcoin halving. Guess what? We're at all-time highs on Bitcoin. Altcoins are starting to go crazy. Meme coins are starting to go crazy. And everyone that was sitting there saying, oh, we're not going to see any significant move until the Bitcoin halving, where are they now? Oh yeah, that's right. They're screaming that they called this. They called this. They called this. We were right. We were right all the time. No, they weren't, because we were there. But regardless, we have best way to prepare for this is to be, the best way to prepare for this to be a possibility and or fail, have stables on the sidelines, ready to buy to major bottoms. In case we do see a Wave 5 expansion, have your long-term positions in place that you have the most confidence in. Also ensure that you are diversified outside of crypto. And here is the liquidity cycle. This is why I was buying heavily at the end of 2022 and in 2023. The main reason why I haven't been buying heavily anytime recently, the only major position that I've actually taken was in Cellframe actually recently, because I saw a major opportunity in Cellframe very, very low in market cap, and I was like, this is going to be a big runner. But when I look at the global liquidity cycle, and I mainly look at where this was going to bottom at, it was around 2023. 2023 was going to be the bottom on this global liquidity cycle chart. So buying anything around the end of 2022 into 2023 was going to put you on a path to incredible wealth creation just through investments. The ROI opportunity on those positions is incredible. Even now, most of those positions that we've taken at the end of 2022 into 2023, they are in very significant profit. And the Patreon group and the private Discord group have been absolutely killing it. But regardless, this is why I say focus on the actual narratives that matter. Don't focus on what just anyone is saying around the space, even myself, right? Because I could be wrong. Know what moves the market, and you'll never have an issue at all in this space making money. You never will. Don't listen to just anyone blindly. But now, when we have this liquidity cycle chart, the overall liquidity idea in place as well, and when we look at the liquidity chart here where it tops out on, essentially roughly around 2025, 2026 is when we're really looking at the liquidity cycle chart for a topping point. Now, when we look at that, right? When we go look at XRP and we look at the USD pair, we look at the Bitcoin pair, and then we look at the dominance pair, what are we all seeing on this? Well, the USD pair already started to move. When we look at the Bitcoin pair, this has been in a significant downtrend, and we're starting to have a little bit of a peak here on the weekly. If this continues, and this starts to move heavy, and it flips the 1500 sat level, so it's flipping this area where we were kind of riding on multiple times in the past right before any significant move, guess what? When this starts breaking out, when the XRP dominance chart starts breaking out, because we're almost there, this was starting to peak, which is why I say when we go back to the USD pair, we started to peak a little bit around 75 cents. Once we flip these two levels on the Bitcoin pair and on the dominance pair, that's when everyone needs to start paying attention to XRP. This is also when all of those haters around XRP and all of the Bitcoin maxis that have been talking down on XRP and calling XRP a banker's coin and this and that, that's when all of that noise gets silenced. And I've been addressing this for a while. XRP is always that one outlier that misses the bull run until it wakes up. During 2021, so for anyone that was here during 2021, you guys are more than welcome to comment in the live stream if you were here during 2021. You probably remember it, right? When we go back to 2021, the narrative around XRP was that it was going to miss the bull run completely and that it was dead. All right. Now, I would have agreed with you if, and the big if there, is if we didn't know XRP from the previous cycle. The SEC lawsuit came in at a perfect time. I've outlined this multiple times in the past, right? Because now we're watching for 75 cents to be broken. Okay? The reason why I'm saying that we are watching for 75 cents to be broken is because back here in November of 2020, XRP looked ready. All right? XRP looked ready to break out here, but then we ranged sideways, held 50 cents just like we did recently, and then the SEC lawsuit came in and pushed us to significant generational lows. This is like the last major buy opportunity on XRP that we had, a very, very big opportunity to buy XRP. But after that, again, another wick to 75 cents before we sold off and eventually got it in April of 2021. But during this time, if I didn't know XRP and if I was new to the space and you said XRP is not going to have a bull run, I would have believed you, because we were delisted off of every single major exchange. All right. The narrative around XRP was so negative. Everyone thought XRP was dead. It's done. It's never coming back. It's going to miss out heavily. But guess what? We never lost the top 10. We continued to run to almost $2. Any other project in this space, I truly believe, would never have hit $2 almost, or even close to its previous all-time high. XRP is completely different in the sense that it is one of the top movers when it does move. The problem is that back in 2021, it never really got to experience a full bull run. It never did. A lot of people still think that this was a huge bull run simply because of the gains off of the lows. So if you guys don't know, off of the lows of 2020, this still did roughly a 1,684% move. It was still a top mover in the space, technically speaking. But did it do what everyone was anticipating it to do? No, because again, we were delisted off of all major exchanges. The sentiment around XRP was extremely negative. Anyone that didn't know crypto was not buying XRP because of what the SEC was telling us. Now that we're looking at XRP today, the overall narrative around XRP is a little bit different, right? But there's still negative sentiment. That negative sentiment is exactly what we need to push XRP higher once we have that breakout, because that's going to be the non-believers watching XRP move violently and saying, all right, maybe I was wrong. I have to buy this because I want to catch this move before it happens to new all-time highs or $5 or $10. But even then, we still don't need that because XRP is on all major exchanges yet again. The sentiment around XRP has changed significantly since July. XRP is cleared as not a security until the middle of 2026. XRP, let it be known, XRP is still adopted heavily around the world. It's not being utilized at scale yet, but it is already adopted through Ripple payments. They have the opportunity to use it. They don't want to utilize it until Ripple is fully cleared. But regardless, Ripple has been expanding rapidly through those Ripple payment corridors, and XRP is still there, having a significant move in terms of volume. I've been mentioning this with a lot of those exchanges, like Bitso, for example. But regardless, XRP right now has the perfect opportunity this bull cycle to make up for 2021. Now, the question is, will we? That's the big question, and nobody knows the answer to that until things really start to move. I do think that XRP could be a major dark horse this bull run and surprise a lot of people, including even holders of XRP. But the same argument around XRP not moving this cycle is, oh yeah, that's right. Ripple's selling XRP. Ripple's dumping XRP. Ripple is going to keep XRP low. XRP is not going to move. XRP is not going to do this. But the thing is look at the trend line. Guys, we already broke out of this trend line and we've already backtested it with a significant move to the upside. All we need to do is be patient now and watch for the weekly candle close and see if we get that big move over 75 cents. The second we get a big move over 75 cents and we get a weekly candle close to confirm that breakout, that's when a lot of things around XRP change. Now, with that in mind, let's look at a few things. So let's look at the total three. So here's the overall altcoin market. Like I said, why do I think that XRP can make a new all-time high this cycle? Because when we really look at the overall altcoin market, this looks ready to continue a big move to the upside. I've been watching a few levels initially, but we're already peaking over this downtrend. Big area is 808 billion initially, back testing the downtrend, which this is where you really kind of want to be focused on altcoins if we do get this back test. But after that, we really look at almost 1 trillion, and then we hit the all-time high from 2021, which is right around 1.13 trillion. After that, we look at the big area where we're going to start DCAing out of altcoins, because this is where I believe the top for altcoins will be, right around 2 trillion to 2.5 trillion. Now, it doesn't mean that we have to sell our entire bag. I always say, take profits from the bag, make sure that you're paying yourselves, and then keep a moon bag on the sidelines just in case we go significantly higher than any of our targets that we have put out. But why do I think that 2 to 2.5 trillion is going to be hit? Well, let's go over to the total. So here is the total for crypto. This is already starting to have a big breakout. I've been watching this closely because this weekly candle on the total 3 and even on the total are starting to peak heavily. I'm watching for us to hit the $3 trillion target. Now, the weekly candle close back in 2021 is actually right around roughly 2.84 trillion. So this is where we could be a little bit more cautious than rather going to just 3 trillion initially. But from here, we really look at possibly backtesting $2.5 trillion before a much larger move to the upside. And then from there, we really target the $5 to $7 trillion initial targets that I've had outlined for a while regarding the total. The problem is that what if we go higher? Well, that what if is why we keep that moon bag on the sidelines just in case. You never need to sell your entire bag. You can always keep a portion of your bag, allocate it, and held in cold storage on the sidelines for the long-term path ahead. When I look at crypto right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we hit 10 trillion, but I'm not expecting 10 trillion. I'm more so watching for 5 to 7. But this will be significant for the altcoin market. This is also why I'm saying, like, we still need to watch Bitcoin at this time because we want Bitcoin to go significantly higher in the short term. That way altcoins move heavily to catch up. But regardless, this is going to be one of the biggest bull runs in crypto history. And the funny thing about that is it's going to be one of the biggest bull runs in crypto history while XRP is still unshackled. There's nothing really holding it back. Everyone will continue to say the excuse, oh, Ripple holds a significant amount of XRP. They dump every single month. Again, those are people that are uneducated on how the escrow actually works. Once you know how the escrow works, once you actually know how XRP is utilized, that changes everything. People need to be educated on XRP. They need to learn. They need to actually read things when it comes to XRP because they're unaware of how the mechanism behind the escrow actually works. But regardless, if that's the only thing technically holding XRP back, that's not going to hold up. That's not going to stop XRP from having a significant move this bull run. And the main reason why is because I say, like, If we're going to start to have this big expansion to 5 to 7 trillion for the total crypto market cap, and altcoins are possibly going to hit 2 trillion to 2.5 trillion, think about how much money is going to trickle down the list. And with XRP still in the top 10, do you honestly question if XRP is going to have a significant inflow of capital from Bitcoin and Ethereum going down the line? Because like I said, as we look at the top 10 list, this will move significantly. There will also be new movers into the top 10 this bull run as well, in my opinion. And I still think XRP is going to remain in the top 10 because it has so far held up in the top 10 for years and years and years. But now, let's look at a few things as well. Back on March 1st, so roughly 12 days ago now, I said the main chart I'm watching right now is the DXY, the dollar index. I've been watching these trend lines closely, and the big thing I'm looking for is a rejection off the trend line. I circled a point of interest from May of 2022 where we tapped the horizontal line on the chart and had a significant rejection. This is on the weekly time frame, and we've already tapped that level, which is why I'm looking for a strong rejection to retest the lower trend line. Combining this with the Fed FOMC meeting at the end of the month, we could be in for a volatile ride for the next few weeks and months. And yes, at the end of this month, guys, focus on the Fed FOMC meeting. It could cause volatility in the market. It could also allow us to have a significant backtest of some nice levels. We still need to be aware of that, but this was the dollar chart at that time. So let me open this up in a new tab just so that you guys can see it. So we were trading at about roughly 103.885. We did have a wick to roughly almost 105 initially, but the top trend line is what I was mainly watching for, right? This is the dollar now. So like I said, when we go back to this chart, we were starting to have a sell-off here. We already had a major sell-off on the DXY, which is also why we started to see Bitcoin making a new all-time high and pushing heavily to the upside. Now, as we really look at this chart, we are gaining a little bit of support so far on the DXY. But the question is, does this maintain and do we have a breakout? I'm not expecting it. In fact, I'm watching for the dollar to backtest this bottom trend line and possibly lose it, having a significant move to the downside right around roughly 98 under 100, which is just $1. So this is where things get a little bit more interesting around crypto, and that's when volatile moves to the upside happen. But in my opinion, the only two major things that I'm watching for on this chart is a breakdown of this bottom trend line or a breakout of this upper trend line. We need to be cautious if we do get a breakout on this chart, because that could very well mean that crypto is about to take a little bit of a break and possibly have a major pullback. But I'm not expecting a breakout on this chart just yet, especially with the FOMC meeting. There could still be volatility, but I'm not expecting the dollar to break out anytime soon, at least for the next roughly few months ahead. Now, the next chart that I'm watching for is Bitcoin dominance. So the reason why altcoins have been doing so well, specifically meme coins, because it's mainly been meme coins having a significant move in the market, is Bitcoin dominance. Guys, this is on the weekly. Look at the wicks. We've had two significant wicks already to the upside of almost 55% on Bitcoin dominance. We've not had a confirmed breakout on the weekly. We are right there on this trend line, on this upper trend line, waiting for a significant move to the upside here. Or if we backtest lower and lose this. Losing this bottom trend line on Bitcoin dominance is what we want to watch for altcoins to move heavily. Because what does this mean? That means that the rotation has started. That means that there's profit taking on Bitcoin moving into altcoins. If this breaks out though, that wouldn't be a big surprise to me. Why? Well, because this is a macro. This is a macro trend line going all the way back to the 2020 highs of Bitcoin dominance. And again, just to let you guys know, right? When we look at this level here, this is when the altcoin or the alt season, if you will, started. And it was because we continued to break down and break down and break down. And then once we started to actually bottom out, that's when we really wanted to focus on altcoins again. And that was right around September of 2022 when we start to kind of range sideways, waiting for a big move on the Bitcoin dominance chart. And that happened right around roughly the end of November, which also aligned perfectly with FTX imploding and the peak bearish moment of the crypto market. Now, regardless of that, when we are watching this chart, if you are in altcoin positions, don't be concerned if this does break out, because again, we need this to break out in order for Bitcoin to move to 100K plus. Once this does break out, we watch a few levels. Initially, 58% is my main target on here because that's probably where we would have a significant backtest on Bitcoin dominance, but this would also be flipping a support level from August of 2020. If we did flip this, then we would be looking at roughly almost 64% next on Bitcoin dominance. But I'm not expecting us to go that high. In fact, ultimately speaking, I'm watching for a rejection off this upper trend line and us to break down through this bottom trend line. But we're getting close on this chart. As you guys do see, we're squeezing on this chart. We should have a confirmed move by April, so next month, on if this is going to have a breakout or a breakdown. That's when you really want to focus on this space, because if we have a breakdown, altcoins are going to move violently. And yes, that does mean that the XRP dominance chart would look something like this, where we have that big move to the upside. That's when things get very, very interesting, because now we're starting to see altcoins gaining dominance over the space, especially over Bitcoin. That's when they take the wheel. Bitcoin's no longer in control. It's an alt season. And even when we look at the others' dominance, guys, this has started to break out. It started to break out back in the beginning of this month. March 4th confirmed on the weekly candle close that we were above the trend line. We broke out. And this next weekly candle, which was March 11th, if we get a significant candle close over 13.29% that we're hitting right now, this will confirm that altcoins are going to break out even more. Because others' dominance, for anyone that doesn't know, this doesn't include XRP. This doesn't include any of the top 10 projects. This is altcoins by themselves outside of the top 10. So as we really look at this, this already has a confirmed breakout against Bitcoin. So now we watch and wait for Bitcoin dominance to either, one, reject off this upper trend line and have a weekly candle close at the bottom or below this trend line. That will be enough to confirm that alt season is now starting. Alts are about to go crazy, because I see a lot of people calling alt season way too early right now. They're calling it way too early. Yes, altcoins are doing great moves, but we're not in alt season just yet. How do we know? Because majority of the moves that we are seeing right now across the board for altcoins, they're mostly meme coins. That doesn't mean that alts are not having a great move. A lot of them are. In fact, a lot of altcoins that we've been talking about in the free Discord and even in the paid Discord, they've been doing very, very good. But we're not there yet. That's why we watch for the others' dominance and we watch for Bitcoin dominance, because this is when we start to see rotations. Even when we go back to Ethereum, right? Right now, Ethereum is matched with Bitcoin on the 7-day. Ethereum is not outperforming Bitcoin just yet, but once we start to see Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin and we start hearing discussions around, is Ethereum about to flip Bitcoin? Could Ethereum flip Bitcoin this cycle? Is Ethereum going to go to $10,000, $15,000, $20,000? That's when we're probably seeing rotations into Ethereum, right? Now from that, right, what do we see? Rotations from Ethereum into altcoins. So Bitcoin to Ethereum to altcoins. That's how this will look. But again, the contributing factors to all of this is watching dominance, because altcoins are not there just yet. Even this move on XRP that everyone is excited about, which, I mean, it is exciting, but it's not extremely exciting. Like, this is not a massive move. I will be excited once XRP actually breaks over $1. But even then, we still need to break the 2021 high, and then from there we really target the all-time high. Once we're in a new all-time high, I'm telling you right now, that's when excitement will really hit this market. But regardless, right? When it comes to XRP right now, this move that we're seeing is minuscule compared to what will happen once the dominance chart on XRP officially starts to move to the upside. And I always outline a few things when it comes to this chart. Specifically, go back to March of 2021, right? So when we look at this weekly candle, it's eerily similar to the moves that we saw back in March of 2021 when this started to break out in March of 2021. Guys, we're in March of 2024 now, 3 years later. We're still seeing the same exact pattern almost playing out on the XRP Bitcoin or on the XRP dominance chart. Look at this massive downtrend. Everyone losing faith in XRP. XRP's dead. XRP's done. I'm not holding XRP. Look at this massive downtrend as well. In March, we start to have a big breakout. And it wasn't until the first week of April where we saw this really go crazy. In fact, this was, and if we look at this chart, this to the top of this extension, it was 156% of a move in just roughly 2 weekly candles. If we're talking about where we are at right now, it looks like we're very close to having a similar move like that, where it's a very violent move to the upside, but it's not going to be this small, in my opinion. It's going to be much larger, and that's where I'm looking at the 4% to 6% dominance area. Now, taking into accountability, 4 to 6% of a market that is going to be targeting possibly 5 to 7 trillion, guess what? That means XRP is going to have a significant amount of money flowing in it, and the market cap for XRP is also going to be pretty high. Now, a lot of people have been addressing, oh, Nick, you've talked about how market cap doesn't really matter too much around this space. Market cap matters in the short term. In the long term, I don't think that market cap's going to matter. But the way that I look at it, right, is I like to calculate what the market cap would be if we hit specific targets like 5 trillion, for an example, and we had 10% of that allocated to XRP dominance. That's when we really can have an accurate depiction of how high XRP can go in the short term in terms of price predictions. But even going off of the 2021 April high, which was right around roughly almost 4%, it was like 3.96%. 3.96% of a $5 trillion overall market cap, that's still a pretty significant move. But back in July, we started to attempt a breakout on the dominance chart. But as you guys do see, we actually closed at resistance, which was right around almost the April 2021 levels here in roughly the week of April 26th and also the 19th. So we didn't have a confirmed breakout just yet on this, but it tried to attempt a breakout to a much larger percentage move, roughly almost 6%, but we topped out right around 4%, and then we had that major sell-off. And this is when everyone was like, oh, I'm very let down. I was expecting XRP to go to $10 off of this announcement, and this and that, which again, nothing was guaranteed in terms of price action on XRP during that announcement. And I even said leading up to it, this could be either a big sell the news event, or we could see a big pump, but then a sell-off happens. And that's pretty much what we had. And it was because, going back to my initial post over here, at this point, everyone is under the impression that every XRP rally will be met with an immediate retracement back to base point. And you know what's funny about this? Think about it like this, right? So some of the biggest moves around this space, going back to FTX for an example, right? Guess what really allowed the market to move drastically? Liquidation events. The largest liquidity hunts happened right around the end of 2022 into the beginning of 2023. Everyone was shorting altcoins, they were shorting Bitcoin, they were shorting everything. Those liquidations allowed us to move to the upside even more. In fact, a great example of this, Solana. I know that everyone's not a big fan of Solana, but if we go back to the initial move on Solana that happened right at the end of, let me go back to the end of 2022. So here's the end of 2022. It was sub $10, right? This move from sub $10 all the way up to almost $30 happened in just roughly 1 month. How do we do that? Liquidations. When you have individuals getting liquidated for thousands and thousands, even millions of dollars, that provides even more volume to push the price even higher. This is why I say this is a notable thing to understand when it comes to XRP, is that everyone is under the impression that XRP will have a retracement and a sell-off on every single rally. Because guess what? That means that when XRP really starts to break out, what are we going to see? We're going to see people shorting XRP all the way to the top, providing even more and more volume to push XRP higher and higher. Even right now, you have everyone trying to short XRP and trying to time perfect shorts when it comes to XRP. So think about how crazy that is. Now, does that mean that we're about to see an all-time high for XRP in the next week or the next month? Or no. But I do think that over the course of the next few weeks and months, XRP is going to continue to try to move even higher. The targets that we're watching, like I said, I already outlined. Initially 75 cents. After that, we watch for 92 cents. Could there still be pullbacks? Could there still be retracements happening? 100%. But we need to be prepared for a much larger expansion or even possibly a pullback. How do we do that? Like I've said, I've outlined it so many times. You want to make sure that you have stable coins on the sidelines, and you want to make sure that you are locked in on your positions, because nobody is going to be able to guess this market and predict this market perfectly. No indicators, nothing is going to allow you to predict a market this volatile and this unpredictable. At any moment, things can move rapidly and surprise everyone. So the best way to prepare accordingly is, like I said, lock yourselves into those positions. Make sure that you're holding them in cold storage. That way you're not going to get, hacked on a centralized exchange, or, a centralized exchange is going to go down at a perfect time where you need to sell. Maybe, you can go to a different exchange that's up at the time that you want to take some profits. But regardless, cold storage is crucial. But you want to make sure that you're locked in on those positions while still having stable coins on the sidelines, just in case, because you never know. And that's why I always say you don't have to blindly average in. Everyone's always trying to blindly average in to positions. You want to make sure that you're averaging in when things start to range sideways. You don't always have to try to catch a falling knife in the space. When something starts ranging on support sideways and building support, that's typically when you want to start averaging in. You're never going to buy the exact bottom. You're never going to sell the exact top. But you need to prepare accordingly for anything to happen. As we look right now, the main things that I'm watching is simply just the dollar and Bitcoin dominance with others dominance, because these are the three charts that are really going to tell us what happens next. And when it comes to XRP, I'm really not watching the XRP USD chart as much as I'm watching the XRP Bitcoin chart and even the dominance chart. These two charts here tell me everything I need to know about the USD pair, which is, guess what? Although XRP might be up a little bit, right? We're nowhere even close. We're nowhere even close to a much larger expansion. Because to me, this downtrend will eventually break out to the upside. It has multiple times in the past. Almost every single downtrend. Check this out real quick. So here's September of 2022, right? Downtrend, 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 sideways momentum, expansion into July, right? Even going all the way back to May of 2021, we had a nice expansion back in September of 2022. Again, if we go back to September of 2022, here's this nice little move to the upside. We hit about roughly 56 cents. Almost all of these moves on the Bitcoin or on the XRP Bitcoin pair, it's almost identical, where we have this downtrend formation into a much larger expansion. This is why I say this massive downtrend that we're in right now, where a lot of people are saying like, oh, XRP is dead. Like, I keep seeing these posts about XRP being dead, and it's by Bitcoin maxis. They're always saying XRP is dead because look at how weak it is versus Bitcoin. I don't know if these Bitcoin maxis are just like oblivious to how this market works, but go look at almost any Bitcoin pair on a lot of altcoins. They almost all look similar to this. I'll just give you guys an example of an altcoin that started to really break out against Bitcoin. And it's actually HBAR, right? It's HBAR Bitcoin. And this didn't really have a significant breakout just until recently. And even then, we hit resistance and didn't get a complete full breakout. But this was only, look at this gain real quick. So this is on the weekly. This is off the lows. This is only a 48% gain, but it allowed the USD pair to break to almost 14 cents. But almost all of these altcoins, if we go to just the candle, we don't even have to go to the candle wick. Let's actually go to the candle body close. The candle body close to where we are at right now, this is still down 79.80% versus Bitcoin. So are we actually in an alt season right now, or are meme coins giving us a false sense of reality? In my opinion, meme coins are distracting a lot of people and giving them this idea that, oh, we're in an alt season right now. My altcoin is underperforming. I want to get out of it and I want to jump into the next big thing that's green right now. And you have a lot of people FOMOing out of altcoins actually into meme coins simply because we're seeing that false sense of reality. When it comes to a lot of these altcoins, they are down significantly, especially against Bitcoin. That's why I'm saying watch for Bitcoin dominance to really weaken, because that's when altcoins will move extremely fast and extremely high. Everyone is always looking at why their altcoin's not moving. The easy answer to all of it is look at the Bitcoin pair. Did it break out yet? Okay, it's still ranging. You still have time. You don't have to impulsively sell and go and buy. Let me just go look at one of these meme coins that are pumping. So you don't have to instantly sell your meme or your utility project and jump into like meme AI because it's up 1,040% in the last 30 days. But I see so many people doing this, and it just makes no sense to me, because they will do it at a time where you see something just going sideways, building a base, waiting for it to go into space. And the same goes for XRP as well. XRP Bitcoin looks very similar to this, except we're just in a much larger downtrend right now on the XRP Bitcoin pair. And somebody said QNT, right? So QNT Bitcoin, I've been watching this as well. The problem is that we actually didn't range on this level down here. In fact, look at where we closed at. We closed at around the same exact level. So let's actually go to the daily chart real quick. So the level that we closed on was actually right around the bottom of June of 2022, right before the big moves in the summer. So if you are actually a QNT holder, you know how big QNT was during the summer of 2022. It had a very big move to the upside. And again, why did it? Oh yeah, that's right. Because the Bitcoin pair bottomed out after having such a significant downtrend from the top in 2021, and then it broke out and made a new high on the Bitcoin pair. That's why QNT moved so heavily during the summertime. Now, why is QNT moving again? Well, let's look at it. So after having a sell-off and after tapping that 2022 all-time low, it's now regained a significant level where I would be watching for a range sideways before a much larger expansion to the upside. And even if we go over here to some of the top 24-hour gainers, QNT is in that list. Here's QNT right now. It's up 9% on the last 1 day. On the last 7 days, it's up 16%. On the last 1 month, it's up 33%. 1 year, it's only up about roughly 8%. It's barely moved. But again, let's go back to the summer of 2022, which is right here, right? We had this significant low of about roughly $44. Why was I buying QNT during this time? Because the QNT Bitcoin pair was at a significant all-time low. And once I saw this close above a significant level, okay, now I feel confident accumulating some of this. So you accumulate until you have it really break out. Once it starts regaining momentum and it starts regaining levels of support where it ranged sideways and it built that floor, that's typically time where you want to really focus on it. And that's when we started to see those significant moves to the upside, and everyone was calling for new all-time highs. And that's where you start to see those big moves to the upside, like I said. And even now, when we look at QNT, right? So if we go back to the 1 month time frame, this does look like it's starting to move out of that accumulation phase. The accumulation phase actually just recently happened. This was the accumulation phase, and then we had this nice move to the upside, and now we're starting to retest that downtrend yet again. If we go back to the QNT USD pair for an example, so let's actually go over here. And I just talked about this. It's actually on USDT because it has the most price data. But I just talked about this in a video on QNT. Look at this, guys. So my green zone down here, which was my next buy target after we had a major sell-off, first off, $84 held. This was a back test of that downtrend. This green zone was my accumulation zone pretty much all throughout 2023. Guess what? Here is the downtrend. QNT's breaking out. If we get a candle close on QNT this week above this trend line, breakout's confirmed, we're going significantly higher. Next target, like we're right now fighting resistance on QNT. And if we get a weekly candle close above this trend line, we'll most likely have a back test. So always look for a back test of the trend line. It doesn't always happen, but it's typically something that I watch for strength to be there for a lot of these altcoins if they are, in a significant downtrend or fighting against a significant downtrend. But after this, we start to go up to roughly almost $200 because that's the next area of significant resistance. I'm avoiding this level here at about roughly 151 because I don't think that this is going to be a big problem because we already got a retest of that once. On this next one, we should have a significant move to break that. But again, it still needs to be something that we take notice of because 151 would also be us flipping a significant support zone going all the way back to August 2021 before we hit the all-time high. But from here, I really look for a much larger expansion. But QNT does look ready. I've talked about this actually in the in my previous video on QNT, but I also even mentioned it in the Discord as well because there's been so much FUD about QNT. Oh, the team's selling QNT, they're dumping QNT, this, that, whatever. And again, just like LCX, just like Casper, just like HBAR, typically it's the best time to be watching those altcoins. Now, Crom, I see a lot of people mentioning Crom here. Guys, Chromatica is a big one as well. I've actually been focused on Crom just recently as we started to see a lot of decentralized exchanges moving. Look at this. Accumulation. We're starting to break out. We're hitting some resistance. I'm watching closely for us to break over roughly 8 cents on this one. Once we break over 8 cents, then we target the high almost 20-cent region plus. But I still think that this one, considering the overall market cap for it, the supply of it, I think that Chromatica is going to have a good time in this market. I'm watching Chromatica closely this bull run actually because this was one that I was accumulating during 2022. Again, we weren't buying the exact bottom at 2 cents, but we were buying around roughly 3 cents, 4 cents. It's still one that I'm holding pretty close because, again, decentralized exchanges, they're going to see a significant amount of volume. In fact, if we actually go here to decentralized exchanges, look at the 24-hour trading volume on these. Guys, we're really not seeing a very big move in the DEX space just yet. Saucer Swap on Hedera actually has been a big player. If you guys know about Saucer Swap, if you are an H-Barbarian, then you know about Sauce. Absolute big winner. You can kind of start to see the volume coming back to decentralized exchanges. We're still early on DEXs though, but I'm definitely watching them closely. But guys, we are coming up on the hour time frame in this live stream. I do want to thank everyone for stopping by. I want to thank everyone for the support on the channel. I'm telling you guys right now, I know that I don't express it in every single video, but I'm telling you, you guys are absolutely insane. I appreciate everyone for always showing support. Even the hate, right? It doesn't get to me. Even the hate, I know we're frustrated. I know that there's a lot of frustration out there. We're trying to make money. I get it. Everyone hates waiting and being patient. But I appreciate everyone, negative sentiment, positive sentiment. I appreciate all of it. Even any amount of time given to any live stream, any video, I do appreciate, and I completely, I can't tell you guys how much I am thankful for all of the support. When it comes to Casper, I see you guys mentioning Casper. Yes, I'll give you guys Casper real quick before I exit the live stream. When it comes to Casper, I've been watching this one. You can't even see it because of how the trend line on this is. But here we have Casper. Here's a perfect example of us actually getting a weekly candle close above the trend line, having a confirmed breakout, back testing the trend line, and now we're just waiting here. We're being patient. We're watching for a break above 5 cents to maintain a move up here in this range. We'll probably trade a little bit sideways up here before the move to the upside. But this looks good. So far, we have a weekly candle close above this trend line, and we have already back tested it. So this is a strong move here. Even though this candle is red, this is still a strong move because we already held the trend line. Unless we lose this trend line and we come back down into this range, I still believe that Casper is ready to make a much larger move to the upside. And by the way, talk about an altcoin that's been hammered absolutely on the Bitcoin pair. This has been making all-time lows. Now, a lot of people say, is that a bearish thing on this chart? It technically is, but again, like I said, when it comes to the Bitcoin pair, what you want to watch is the downtrend to continue, then build a little bit of a floor, because from there, it can start building back up, just like we saw on the QNT Bitcoin pair. That's what you want to watch, something like this, because typically we will build back to the upside. And so far on this Casper Bitcoin pair, we've had a few weeks already where we've kind of traded sideways. We actually have this double bottom here as well. So I'm watching to see if this does get any significant traction to the upside. It would help us confirm this much larger move to like 5 cents plus on this chart. Again, we need to be a little bit more patient when it comes to Casper, and I know that we've been so very patient when it comes to Casper. This is still my number one hold, by the way. A lot of people ask me, like, why is it your number one hold? It's because I see so much ROI for Casper this season. I really think that this is going to be one of those big winners that surprises a lot of people. It's going to kind of be similar to it's going to kind of be similar to ADA in a sense, in my opinion. But regardless, guys, I gotta get going. It's over an hour long, this live stream. It's 1:04 in the morning. I still have some business emails that I do have to attend to, but I do appreciate all of you guys for stopping by. I truly do. I appreciate every single one of you taking out some time of your day to really kind of allocate for the live stream. Thank you for everyone that is still supporting the channel, that has been here for the entire ride. It's been a wild journey to get here. But guys, I do think that we are very, very close to the big alt season move for a lot of these altcoins, including, of course, XRP, QNT, Casper, HBAR, you name it. So with that being said, thank you guys for stopping by. If you guys did enjoy the video or the live stream, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys haven't already. And with that being said, if you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.